Just another artificial being someone else created in a lab. February... not doing amazingly well. Well, probably better than we would expect, especially being found in a flower bed, being kept alive by... well, I'm just guessing is those sweets that she's been taking for every time we've seen her, actually. But for the frog-faced doctor to single out Misaka as, actually, can I have a word, please? You know, anyone else probably would be a bit shocked straight away. Kind of fortunate that she's the one to be told. A truly shocking thing to be told. But, you know, her history makes it slightly more believable. I mean, did she need to be reminded? The fact that, you know, he's talking about this so casually. So, yep, we just analysed her proteins. Not really organic. It's really making you think what the definition of life is. And this isn't something that he can change. So she's in need of constant care. Kind of like how the sisters were fast-tracked on their life. Guessed it. I mean, it wasn't difficult to guess. Do you think you can, like, boil them down, find the constituent ingredients and what they're made of, and put them into other things? You know, like a medicinal cupcake. Or maybe like a nicotine patch. And how far along was that experiment? What could they hope to gain? The dark side. And yet he has a slight grasp of it. What was his experience with them? I thought they were just generically saying about the darker side of the city, not pointing towards specific groups or organisations. I mean, we already knew that there are a lot of different people with their own goals that are slightly not really above board. But still, one of the first things that the kids said, being an artificial being when they found her, was Misaka's name. Now, why exactly would that be imprinted on her? I don't think this is going to be a storyline that they can really finish off without there being a battle, especially after being attacked by all the robots. But is she going to go through and... going to trash more laboratories? And yet you're averting your eyes when you say that. You'll have to find an alternate route. Find somewhere else to hang out. And of course, the one who's had her eyes on her all the time notices that something's wrong. Of course. She's not very good at hiding her feelings when something is wrong. Dodging the point. The timing for... I thought it was just good timing for the cat to arrive, but no. There's also the sister, along with being told that, February's somewhere along the similar lines. Are they going to learn about the others? And the cat came to visit, or was it taken reluctantly? Well, February. Now, who could be more important than her own sister? And you had a nice talk. Just come out and say it. I'm like a younger sister, just not organically made. You want to meet her. It's kind of strange she hasn't mentioned it before. And is it an older sister in the terms of another clone, or like with her DNA map? Some installed knowledge. And there are a few who have a history of that and some knowledge in it. I guess it's the same kind of thing they say for like Kentucky and whatnot, dead fish. You haven't met up with her at all for a while. I mean, for a wish to hold that's not too grandiose. As long as she's still relatively amicable and able to be spoken to, it shouldn't be too difficult. once again leaving them all out of the excitement, even if it is for their safety. And she's calling her directly. She needs a hour-by-hour update. She really does care for everyone who would be classified as a friend, doesn't she? What, not... I thought she was saying about not informing them that they're all safe. And just after she's concluding that I'm not going to tell the others about what's going on. This can be a storyline where they can actually help. And just after you finish that conversation, who should appear? Damn, you're not gonna take those words. You know, as members of Judgment, two of them aren't going to say no to helping. Just another time she's leaving. You know, teleportation is definitely a skill that would be somewhat useful. Is she going to have a little character growth here? I mean, she got too excited there. Learning a secret, being told something of her beloved Nathan that's been troubling her for so long. Perhaps. Well, yeah. Anti-skill are just kind of like general peacekeepers and a military group. And even though that dangerous bunch of item, there are still some that seem like there would be relatively easy to have a conversation with. They're not... Just disregard her warnings, what she's saying. They jump straight in. How can we help? What can we do? They're not worried over their own safety. There you go. You see, they're thinking about a lot of things, much more than she'd be able to do by herself. You've been ignoring her for so long. Amazing. She really has a one-track mind when it comes to that frog, doesn't she? I'd rather you didn't. How many of them were... She has such beautiful eyes. How many surveillance cameras were altered? You really kind of... come into any of the kind of regions of where they're targeting. So it's a dead end for now. Not very nice, but she doesn't know exactly the extent of everything that he's done so far. Completely unreliable, that man. It's almost as if they had some prior knowledge. So they're actually covering their tracks kind of well. I was about to say, are you going to... Also, what is that in there? I thought it was just a design on the glass, but now I see it's a hair. And is this February or the sister? Those that truly run the city. How much has she actually been... how much knowledge has she been installed with? Everything that could have captured any of it. So much like with their phones losing reception. Was it centered around that van that went speeding off? No proof, but it's worth investigating at least. Oh no, not another phone call from Congo. Not really as of yet. That's useful. We know that she has such a powerful... Oh, that's why she was so low down. Such a powerful family. Or she's only part of what they're after. You know, and the fact that they are all now going to work together, use their own skill sets. Was just telling her name a way of reaching out for help? Getting her involved? They have a lot of like neon light around the out corners of this room. She had been relatively quiet during these meetings. You don't have a phone number or anything? Yep. It's the sister. But hang on. If there's two, is that all there is? Is that all that they managed to manufacture? She has enough for a week. She goes through them quickly. Alter the process, see if there's anything you can do in the test tubes or whatever. Before we had just an investigation, now we've got a time frame to go with it, to make things more pressing. Is he going to assist if she is? This isn't something that she can back away from. So troublesome. Okay. Her. I mean, we've had several that we've seen that could be attached to the dark side of the city, but someone that she knows well. What's with that shadow? Ah. The granddaughter. Or daughter. In such a well-furnished cell as well. I do actually like how we're going back to revisit, as I started to say, I do like how we are going back to revisit past enemies, past characters. You know, they've been arrested, taken away, lived their life in confinement. But they're not done yet. They still hold valuable information about the experiments, the dark side of the city, and people we may know. Although I don't believe that kind of information is going to be let out willingly. Is her sentence going to be reduced if she's cooperative? You know, early release on good behaviour. Is that a good idea? Do you think we can take that 72 hours and stretch it a little? You know, ration her. You can have one lollipop now. Can't start the other for another 3 hours. So make that one last. I have a few questions about the sister as well. If she is being held at where they are, does she require the toxin suppressant as well? Is there a nice crate of them? How is her hair being used as a medium for controlling the robots? Is this something that February can actually imitate as well? That'd be a nice kind of ex machina. Also, now that they have found out and been told about the situation, not really any hesitation at all before they get thrown into it. Do you think they're going to let it slide, or tell her, next time, just talk to us. We can't help. We don't really care about the danger. I mean, have you seen Saturn with a baseball bat? That's what true fear looks like. But we are somewhat closing in on the end of the series, so in the next few episodes we're going to meet this sister, hopefully save them all, come up with a way of making them survive a bit longer without the sweets, or, synthesizing something else. And hopefully, without emotional manipulation by the sisters, why didn't you visit us? We're your flesh and blood. Kinda. But one thing I do like is how Kongo Mitsuko is getting a lot more screen time. She is becoming so helpful, rather than just being that kind of obnoxious princess stereotype kind of thing. She is multi-layered as a character. Really, she just wants friends. And much like our Biddy Biddy, she hides her worries behind that facade she puts on. She can handle everything herself. All we really know is if everybody's sister is, well, anything like her, Misaka's going to need to find another Gekata. Maybe not one of the rare pink ones. Maybe just one that she's okay with handing away as a gift. Although if the time limit is 3 days, she won't have to wait long to get it back. But if you enjoyed this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Maybe even subscribe if you want to see more. There's also links to my Discord and such if you want to have a little more conversation that is completely asinine. But for now, keep yourselves safe. See you in the next one. If you would step up to the plate immediately when being asked and not really consider personal safety or finances an issue, I would have a lot less to fear. Unfortunately, we don't live in a cartoon world, and instead we can only watch anime. So, to the likes of Electric Ant, Arthur, Noku, Raywin, Kite, Sal, Shiwan, Mecha, Matt, Stinsfire, Girly, Saltytron, Cardboard, Dark Shadow 7899, Croyville, and everyone else. Well, really, I hope we have a lot longer than just 72 hours. Although, I'm gonna have a few sweets just to make sure.